Okay. Okay, Ariel,
Welcome back.
welcome back. So we're going to try to do today. So as they say, somehow something to do the impossible. And years ago, used to be a program called Mission Impossible.
Yes.
So this is in a way like we're going to try to do today. We're going to try to do the Mission Impossible. Explaining someone explain what's going on in the higher worlds in such a way that you can understand what's going on from the lower worlds. And the reason why it's possible to do such a thing is that the Creator has made us in such a way that from the things that are above, we can understand them by from things from below. Okay? So where we really started with, continuation from before, is that we to be able to connect between the higher worlds and the below worlds, lower worlds. So you have in the middle the world of Atzilus, which is the end of the infinite worlds, and from below Atzilus begins the finite worlds. So therefore, in everything which is going to be able to be revealed in the lower worlds, has to have a source in Atzilus. But in Atzilus, since Atzilus is a revelation that is already, we have what's called the spheres. We have 10 different entities, so to speak, entities. Then, whereas above the world of Atzilus, they're not yet divided into 10 separate. To consider it all together in one vessel, different levels, but there's not, so to speak, 10 different entities of influence. Okay. But since in the world of Atzilus, so the world of Atzilus is not like anything that we could really catch on clearly in the lower worlds, because the world of Atzilus is in a world was called a place where the infinite is felt as a reality. Okay, as when our world, we are the finite is felt as an entity. Right? That's why we're here in this world, because this is the world. They say the place where the Creator wants to have a home. So here we are in this world to make a world that is ready and to prepare that the Creator should be able to reveal Himself here. Okay, but in the world of Atzilus, it's obvious and it's felt, right? That's why we say in the revelations of the world of Atzilus are called Adam Elyon, the higher person. Because why? Because there, just like we have 10 areas of influence in our souls, so too in the world of Atzilus, there's 10 areas of influence. But the way that they're in the world of Atzilus is in a way that it's not limited. In other words, we'll take an example of the characteristic of giving. Okay, the characteristic of the giving could be in many different activities. A person could have a possibility to give, right? And if I want to give to somebody else, it also has to it depends on what that person would want. Whether I want to give him something which he would appreciate, that he understood that it's something which is really something good for him. Uh, there was once a story of a, of a wagon driver that before Shabbos, the Hasidim wanted to go to the Rebbe. And so this wagon driver, they approached him. He said, well, listen, I don't know how I can make it. Right? There's not a lot of time. They said, oh, we'll pay you. Don't worry, you'll go. Okay, so he gets in there, and as they're going, it's coming closer to Shabbos, and he starts hitting the horse. They go faster and faster, and they manage to get into to the place of the city where this baby was just before the Shabbos, and the horse was so pushed that on that spot the horse died, and then the wagon driver, when he saw that the horse died, he got so upset he also died. Okay, so now then his neshama went up to the Gan Eden, and they didn't know what to do with him. Right? What are they gonna do? He was
Saw them dead.
he gave all his energies that the Hasidim should go to the Rebbe has to be rewarded. So what kind of reward are you going to give him? It was an ignorant person. So they decided what they're going to do is that they give him a Gan Eden, a wagon and a horse, and he can drive forever and ever. And that's his Gan Eden, right? Okay. So, but somebody was thinking to say, that's Gan Eden. That's for him. That was Gan Eden. That's what. So at his level, that was what he appreciated. Of course, the story it's only a example, but understand that when a person wants to be given something good, it depends what kind of person, what level is considered good for you. Right? So somebody wants that likes music, some person likes books, some people like games. So again, so the chesed in the world of Atzilus is unlimited. You come to many different kinds of. Okay, so that's one part of the world of Atzilus that we're dealing with. That things are not yet limited, and therefore, as they're going to come into the world, the worlds below, they could have different shapes and different forms. And this is why one of the reasons why that even though that we know that on Rosh Hashanah, everything which was going to be given to us for the whole year is decided Rosh Hashanah. So the question arises, no, so why do you have to pray every day? It was all there before. So one of the approaches to answer this question is that since the decision of how much a person is going to get was in the world of Atzilus, and that therefore the how it's going to come into the world, the lower worlds, could come in a different forms. So therefore, the person has to pray every day to bring down the from the source of what he received in Rosh Hashanah should come down into the lower worlds and not remain in the higher worlds, because it could be that what he was given for this year will be put away for Gan Eden, put away for the Tanakh. So therefore, we have to we have the process of praying every day. Also, we know that if a person goes to a coin, the coin can give a blessing and can receive things very much quicker than if he could by himself. So that's one of the reasons that we turn to a holy person to ask for blessings. And we know that the person has an ability to bring down from the higher worlds into the lower worlds. There's many different stories. Now we're coming from the Baal Shem Tov, when it has his birthday. That we know the story about how somebody who didn't have children, they came to the Baal Shem Tov, and they changed it from wealth to children, because the amount of chesed that they had was limited. So it could be changed from one to the other. Okay. The second reason, so to speak, why things won't go out of the world of Atzilus, so to say, they're in the world of Atzilus, they're not going anywhere, so to speak, is because of a different situation. And this to understand sort of the situation is we know that in Jewish law that there's a rule that when you salt a piece of meat, that's the reason is to be able to take out the blood. And so when the blood is going out, but while because of the salt, so the rule is that if other blood falls in on top of that piece of meat, other source, so it won't absorb. It won't absorb the foreign blood because it's constantly giving out. Okay, so that's what's called. It's called the fact that it's busy giving out. It can't absorb. So it also works in the other way around. If something is absorbing, so then it can't give out. So, an example, if somebody is listening to a very deep discourse and is trying to understand it, to absorb it, so he has to be here and concentrate on what's being said. At that moment, so he's trying to concentrate on what's being said. If somebody else talks to him, asks him a question, so it's sort of impossible for him to deal with it because he's busy trying to grasp what's being said. And if he uh, stops and he now begins to discuss with somebody's question how to answer him. So that moment he's not absorbing. So therefore, that's one of the reasons when a person is studying, so then he has to so to speak, not deal with what his background was. In other words, if you're listening to some new concept, the person has to give himself over completely to hear it and not even explain it to himself according to what he understands. That's one of the says in Pekiovis that somebody who learns like a child. So it's like you're writing on a piece of paper that's blank. And somebody who learns when he's old is like he's learning on a piece of paper that's already written on. He has to erase. And so the Rebbe in one of the sikhs asked the question, well, that means that old people are stuck. That's it. They can't. They're stuck. That's what are you going to do? And I said, no. When a person goes to study, even if he could be ages old, he has to make himself like a young person and put aside all the things that he understood before to absorb what's being said now, like a young child. Okay, so that's the same thing over here. That the world of Atzil is in a way receiving from above. And the nature of something which is receiving from above is again is being absorbed in the direction of above. Just like when we're studying, when you want to grasp the concept, so then you have to be connected to what's being said and not what's going to be given over. So too that the vessels in the world of Atzilus, the light is in the vessel. So to speak, that the vessel is receiving from the light, and therefore the direction is to receive, makes things go in a direction of up, not giving out. And even the light, even though we said the light is connected with its source, and but the fact that the light, since it's connected with its source, was directly connected, so you'd say that it's not receiving. But it is receiving. Why is it receiving? Because the light itself went through Tzimtzum. It's not like the infinite light as it is before the Tzimtzum. It's after the Tzimtzum. So therefore, even the light, which is connected to its source, is receiving from above. So it's also a receiver. So therefore, since in the world of Atzilus, that we have now the two reasons why that, so to speak, nothing can go out of the world of Atzilus. It's in the world of Atzilus. One is because the things are not yet defined. And the second reason is because the direction of the revelation always is in direction to go back to its source and not to give out to another world. And as we're going to see, that there's another power which is going to work with the power of Malchus, which is the power which is going to be able to so to speak pull out and to make a source so that afterwards things can be revealed below. As we see in a person also, that when a person is thinking, and a person is emoting, and it's everything that's inside. When a person speaks, so then what is inside comes out. And even if a person could be a person's, the reason why he's not speaking is because he's so full of emotion he can't speak. So therefore, there's, so to speak, in a person that's in the same kind of counterpart. That we have ourselves what's inside, and when we speak, then it becomes revealed outside. So too, and we're going to see that in the world of Atzilus, things are inside, so to speak. Or to be able to become that should be continuation in the lower worlds, we're going to need a different kind of power. That power we're going to see is going to be called Malchus. And with that, we're going to say, well, we sort of hope that at least some of the ideas got across, and we should be zeicha now to the Gula Shlema, take Mamash, the whole world together, Yehi, Adonai, Rabbeinu, Rabbeinu, Melech,